Hey, what's up, guys? It's JRUSSO, and sorry I'm getting this out to you late. Some of you that may have saw in the community section, I posted a slip because I was having tech issues with my setup earlier. But the lines haven't moved. I got my computer good to go, so I'm going to break down that slip that I shared earlier since none of the lines have moved. We have a 10-game slate for the NBA today, and we've got a handful of teams that are playing for something, given, playoff implications, play-in implications. And so I'm looking to capitalize on those matchups. Let's talk about yesterday. Some of the plays worked out great. Some of them let us down. Anthony Edwards, that field goal attempts, 20.5. He crushed it, went for 27. That was a sweat-free play for the most part. Giannis Antetokounmpo, he had 11 free throw attempts. So I don't know what to say other than he just could not hit his free throws. But the attempts were absolutely there to get us over 7 or to get us at least to 7. And he just wasn't cashing anything. And then Devin Booker, this one really bummed me out. The Suns technically aren't out yet, but I mean, that was just super disappointing. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, he had 14 PRA in the first quarter. So I was just like, sweet, this is going to be Book's night. And he ends up ending with 28. Really disappointing. Suns got stomped. Yeah, that's just a depressing scenario for me being a Suns fan. But Zubats ended up crushing 32.5 PRA. He went for 49. So yeah, did not get the sweep, but other than Booker, I mean, gosh, the plays were there. But yeah, Book only ended up playing 30 minutes because I don't know what Bud is doing out there. I hope the Suns go get Mike Malone because, yeah, I'm so done with this coaching carousel in Phoenix. So let's talk about today's plays. I'm going with Demar DeRozan over 32.5 PRA. Going Anthony Davis over 40.5 PRA. Tyler Herro, 35.5 PRA, and Paolo Banchero, 35.5 points rebounds. Got these same lines exactly on Underdog. I flexed it for 1 unit on Prizepicks for 5x, and I'm flexing it on Underdog for 1 unit for 6x. So one of the things that I love about Underdog is they give you higher multipliers. The lines are competitive, and they've just been really dominating the growth and the upgrades to the platform over the last year and a half. It's just been great. So I love what they're doing over there. If you haven't signed up for Underdog yet and you want to, use code JRUSSO and they're going to give you up to $1,000 in bonus cash plus a free pick to help you cash your first slip. All that information is down below. So let's start breaking down these plays. If you guys don't mind, do me a favor, like the video, drop me a comment. If you have any questions about plays, I'll be happy to get back to you. That's a great way to support the channel. Helps with the algorithm, puts me in front of a larger audience. And if you want the plays that I'm dropping in the community section, it actually helps you too. I'm not a fan of this, but I learned recently that YouTube updated the way their notifications work late last year. So it's not enough just to click the bell if you're telling them, hey, I want to subscribe to what this dude is notifying me of. They base it off of your interaction with the channel now. Not a fan of it, but if you appreciate what I'm doing, you like the video, you drop me a comment, you will get my notifications quicker too. So it is what it is, but I appreciate you guys. You guys have helped me grow, and I'm very thankful for that. But all right, so Demar DeRozan, I like him to go over this. This has some expected value on Outlier. He's cleared this 4 out of his last 5 games. The minutes have been there, 37.2. This game against Charlotte, he only played 27 minutes, so he didn't really need to do much more than that. They ended up winning that game 125-102. He still went for 29 PRA in 27 minutes. That's like over a stat a minute. So I think that he should be able to get this done against Denver, who is now sort of like filled with a bunch of question marks in Denver when you just let your coach go, who got you a championship 2 years ago. And, their GM, who's been dominating, bringing in these guys and developing them, they just let them go a couple days before the regular season ends. So who knows what the vibe's going to be like in Denver. If you look at the matchup overall, 25th in points allowed, 6th in rebounds allowed, 28th in assists allowed. We go specifically to small forwards. It's kind of similar. 23rd in points allowed, 3rd in rebounds allowed, 29th in assists allowed. The history of DeMar against Denver, it's kind of like, a couple of these he was knocking on the door. These 3 games, okay, so these 2 games were when he was with the Bulls, and then this was sort of like, early on with the Kings, and kind of you can see the trend going up there as he's taking more shots and kind of facilitating a little bit more. But his most recent outing on March 5th, he went for 35 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. So I'm going to just take the full PRA and call it good there. Let's take a look at this note from Outlier. So he's exceeded 32.5 PRA in 4 of his last 5 games versus bottom 10 defenses for assists allowed. So 4 of his last 5 games in general, and these types of matchups, he's also done it 4 out of his last 5 games. One of those dates back to February 26th. So 2 different stat lines there. The game against Chicago was the one he missed. He still went for 30. The minutes were there, but over this 5-game stretch of these types of defenses, he's averaging 22 attempts, 45% from the field. Now, it is a little inflated because we have this 32 attempt game, which was against Denver. But you can see the 2 most recent were 22 and 23, so the volume's there for the shooting. Only one of these games was he below 20 attempts, and he still went for 19. But the one that he went below 19 was for 14 way back in February. So I'm liking this a lot. I feel good about this, and he's actually been pretty decent with rebounding and assisting at home, which is why I want those rebounds and assists for the full PRA. I'll show you this with the home games. You can see 12, 12, and 13 as far as rebounding and assisting. So I want that attached to the points, because the points are also something with his attempts being up. I like him to be able to get this done mostly on the mid-range game. And we saw that, I believe it was his last outing, he had a ton of attempts. So yeah, feeling good about that as far as home games go. He tends to facilitate pretty decently and get up and get some rebounds, even in a tough matchup. So I'm liking DeMar tonight. The Kings still need to secure one more win, 1 or 2 more wins, because I mean the Suns are pretty much done, but they're not mathematically out yet. So the Kings would probably like to hold on to that 9 spot. They're not going to get up to the 8 spot, but they'd probably like to at least hang on to that 9 spot and get ready for the play-in. So it means something to them tonight. The Nuggets, let's see. So this is another reason why I think this game could be competitive, is the Nuggets are going to be in the postseason, but there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 teams here at 32, and then the Timberwolves are at 33 losses. So this is still up in the kind of up in the air as far as like where all of this is going to land as far as seeding goes. So it means something to both teams. Let's take a look at the over under real quick. It's right here. 234.5. So they're expecting it to be high scoring. Denver favored by 4, playing in Sacramento. So we'll see how this goes tonight. Let's take a look at Daily Grind and see what they think about DeRozan. Maybe we have some pivots that you guys would prefer over the PRA. There we go. So they love those rebounds and assists over 8.5. You could take that solo if you wanted to, but I want the points attached. I've mentioned it before, but last season for the NBA, according to the research I've done, points props hit more than anything, just points alone. So scoring props tend to be the most reliable as far as hit rate goes. So I like to have the points attached here, but this rebounds and assists is juicy. So I'm taking the full PRA, but you can go with your gut and you don't have to take it. It's favored to the under, 50.85% odds to hit the under, -121. So not heavily favored, but we are getting a couple here and there that are bringing it down to 31.5. So the optimizer isn't liking the 32.5. You can get it for 31.5 somewhere else. They like his rebounds over 3.5, 50.94% odds to hit the over, -122. So you have a couple options there. They like his points alone at 23.5. I'm just taking a little bit of everything, but there's some other options here if you guys want to pivot. All right, so let's move on to Anthony Davis. Getting about 28 minutes, 29 minutes a game, but I think this is the time to unleash the brow. We've got this situation here with Dallas. They also want to stay in the play-in contention scenario. They want to hold on to that 10 spot at least. They do have an opportunity to jump up to the 9th spot, but if the Suns continue to lose, both of these teams, the Kings and the Mavericks, will be fine. But the Mavericks aren't going to just hope that the Suns continue to play terrible like they have been. They're going to try to, keep their fate in their own hands and go out and win some games. Plus, this is a revenge narrative. Luka, I believe this is his first game against the Mavericks. in Dallas, which is going to be just total fireworks. 228.5 over under. Lakers favored by just 3.5. So you have AD playing his old team too in Dallas. And if I'm not mistaken, I think AD missed their first head-to-head. So this could be both of their, Luka's first time at home, AD's first time playing the Lakers. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think AD is going to be unleashed, and they also, with the playoff implications, are going to just sort of, I'm guessing, leave it all out there on the court and let him maybe get some extended run beyond that 28, 29 minutes that he's been getting. I believe Derek Lively should be returning for this game. Anthony Davis is probable. Okay, yeah. These superstars are always questionable for games. So yeah, Derek Lively off the injury report, Daniel Gafford off the injury report. So we got Anthony Davis who can play the 4 spot, which should be great. Rui Hachimura is a game time decision. So yeah, I mean, he could, the Lakers could be missing their starter at power forward too, which Rui's a decent defender. So if we look at the matchup specifically for AD, 18th in points allowed, 5th in rebounds allowed, 7th in assists allowed. That's if he plays the 4 spot. If he jumps over to the 5, it's a little bit different. We've got 8th in points allowed, 15th in rebounds allowed, 12th in assists allowed. So somewhat similar. AD is an absolute monster when he's on, and he has everything to play for right now. Like he would love to prove to the Lakers that they made a huge mistake, but they know they didn't. But still, I mean, we saw him pop off here against Atlanta. He went for 51 PRA, and then he went for 27 points, 9 rebounds against the Clippers, which is a tough matchup. This should be a much softer matchup for him. If he ends up playing the 5, I don't think Jackson Hayes or Alex Len are going to be able to handle AD. I also liked AD's free throw attempts at 5.5 when I saw him. I think that might be pretty solid, but I'm going with his PRA overall. Actually, before I get out of here. So yeah, he's averaging about 29 minutes, 13.2 rebound chances, 3 potential assists, shooting 41% from the field. So 28 minutes, and he's still averaging almost 19 attempts a game. So the volume's there. If he gets extended run, he's probably going to be in the mid-20s for attempts tonight. The 3-pointers have not been landing with him as a Maverick just yet, but we know that he's capable of it. So we'll see how this goes tonight. We don't need him to do that, though. We don't need him to be crazy from beyond the arc to have a big game. Still getting to the line a decent amount. His most recent outing, he went to the line 13 times, cashed 10 of them. So that's why I kind of like that 5.5 against the Lakers. But yeah, averaging 4.8 made free throws a game right now, shooting 69%. We also know he's better than that as well from the free throw line. All right, let's look at Anthony Davis on Daily Grind. Okay. So they're not liking the points assist. Those got bumped. They like his rebounds over 10.5, 51.36% odds to the over minus 124. They like his rebounds and assists, 13.5, 50.9% odds to hit the over minus 122. Points rebounds, they like over. They're at a 50-50 shot on those free throws that I was kind of interested in. Now, it's not pulling up the PRA. There it is. They like it over. 51.43% odds to hit the over minus 124. So yeah, everybody's got this slightly favored to the over, unless they have it up at 41.5, then they've got it a 50-50 shot at 41.5. So I'll take 40.5 all day. Cool. Well, let's keep it rolling. All right. So Paolo Banchero, we can start by saying he's done this 7 out of his last 10 games. Let's take a look at the situation on the East. So you have, the top 6 is secured in the East. But you do have some positional stuff going on here with Orlando. They would love to hold on to that 7 spot. I believe at the 7 spot in the play-in, you have 2 chances to advance. Now, they don't want to slip down into 8 or lower. But I mean, it's pretty much locked up for the play-in as well. Everyone is out who's not in the play-in. So they're still playing for positions in the play-in, but it's not necessarily the implications of like they're not going to make it if they don't go, if they don't win. So I like any of these teams tonight. The Bulls may end up resting their guys a little bit. It looks like we'll have to take a look and see. I'll get into that in just a minute when we talk about Tyler Herro. But so yeah, Paolo has cleared this 7 out of his last 10 games, and then these 3 games he didn't hit it, but he still didn't have a terrible outing as far as points, rebounds go. He still went for 30, 32, and 34, and then he popped off against Washington, kept it going against Atlanta. He went for 43. Over this stretch, he's averaging 35.8 minutes a game, 14.4 rebound chances, and 49% from the field on 21.6 attempts. So the volume is there. Back-to-back games with 24 attempts, and he shot 46% and 50%. So he's playing Boston. He plays power forward, but he may run at the 5 spot. Sometimes they go small ball. But yeah, for power forwards, it's actually got a little bit of... There's a little bit of a soft spot here. 14th in points allowed, 23rd in rebounds allowed. If he does play the 5, play some small ball, it's a tougher matchup, but let's see if we have any updates about the Celtics. I think they're going to be resting their guys. Drew Holiday out, Horford out, Porzingis out, Tatum out, Derek White out. Yeah, this is going to be a rest night. So I think that Paolo should be able to eat, but we know that the Celtics can actually still keep this competitive. They are favoring Orlando. So I think a part of them winning this game, securing that 7 spot, is going to be Paolo just kind of getting what he wants in the paint tonight. 206.5 over under. That's not that surprising because Orlando is really solid on defense. They're pretty much the best in the league at defense from position to position. It's pretty impressive what they've done on defense once again this year. 206.5 over under. Orlando favored by 7.5 playing in Orlando. So I think that Paolo will be a part of getting this done. If you wanted to take his first half, you could take that. I'm just going to roll the full thing because I don't think that this is too high personally at 36.5. I think we got it at 35.5. Yeah, Prizepicks has it at 35.5. Yeah, so I'll take that full point discount there. All right, let's move on to Tyler Herro. Did I already do? I haven't done Paolo on Daily Grind. Let me show you that real quick in case there's something else you guys prefer. Did Paolo get bumped? Oh, wait, that's his PRA. That's my bad. All right. Okay, so I think that since we do have the news of the Celtics resting their starters, they're not feeling these lines. So go with your gut. I already have it locked in. The 35.5 points rebounds is favored to the under, 51.14% odds to hit the under. So that news hadn't hit earlier when I built this slip, but I'm still I would still roll it. That's just me. They like his rebounds and assists over 12.5, 50.48% odds to hit the over minus 120. I just think that he's going to be able to get whatever he wants. And sure, maybe if they get the game in the bag, once the game's in the bag, they might rest their starters and, let them just get ready for the next game. But I think Paolo's going to be able to do whatever he wants tonight. So he's been on a burner. I'm going to be rolling the over there. But yeah, they don't like the PRA. They have that favored to the under, 53.81% odds to hit the under minus 137. They don't like his points at 28, assists, rebounds. That's wild. I'm not going to take the under on 7.5 rebounds personally, but they're probably, maybe they think this game's going to get out of hand quick, but at the same time, it's only a 7.5 point spread. It's not like, 12, 13 point spread here. So you guys can make your own decision, but those are the options that I'm liking. So, all right, this get bumped down. Let's see. Tyler Herro. I'm just going to start with Daily Grind real quick because it may have gotten bumped down. 35.5. No, but maybe we've got some news. Maybe the Bulls are resting their guys. Let's take a look here. So Wiggins, Haywood, Highsmith, Jovic still out. So I think all these guys are probably going to be taking the night off. Let's look at the Bulls. Yeah, so it looks like the Bulls are deciding. So yeah, looks like they're deciding on maybe resting Giddey, Herter, Trey Jones. Trey Jones might actually end up playing because he was already ruled out before. Vucevic may end up taking the night off. But yeah, I don't think that this is going to be tough for Tyler Herro to get this done. Let's look at what the spread has changed to. Yeah, it's a tight spread, 227.5. Miami favored by 1, playing in Chicago. So, yeah, okay. Well, he's cleared this 4 out of his last 5 games. This game against Philly was actually surprisingly closer than I would have expected, 105 to 117. And he went for 27 PRA in that. Let's see how many minutes he played. Still at his full 32 minutes were the attempts. The attempts were a little low at 14. but he's typically averaging 17.2 attempts, shooting 57%, shooting 41% from beyond the arc on 6.4 attempts a game, averaging 34 minutes, 7.5 rebound chances, 9.3 potential assists. This is just a really juicy matchup for Herro. 27th in points allowed, 26th in rebounds allowed, 18th in assists allowed. So I feel good about him getting this done. If this got bumped down to 34.5, it's at a minus 137 according to Outlier. So that's super juiced to go over that. So I'm still comfortable with, I believe I got this at 35.5. Yeah, 35.5. I think Herro's going to get it done. So we're up here on daily grind. Yeah, they're feeling a lot of the unders, probably because a lot of these platforms are bumping to 34.5. So if you can get 34.5, I mean, it's saying that Prizepicks still has it at 35.5. But if there's another platform you can get at 34.5, get it there. But I think he's going over this either way. They like his points over 23.5, 51.79% odds to hit the over. They don't like the rebounds and assists at 11, 51.12% odds to hit the under, minus 122. Yeah, so I've got the PRA locked in. Let's see if there's a little bit more info here. Let's look at the head-to-head history. Okay, so he's cleared the 34.5 in every head-to-head. Any of these? Yeah, even way back here, 112 to 91, somewhat of a blowout. He still went for 43. Now that's from last season, but both times he's played this year, he's cleared the 34.5. One more bucket, rebound, or assist would have cashed the 35.5 in their most recent matchup on March 8th. In these games, averaging 35.4 minutes, 17 attempts, 41% from the field, 33% from beyond the arc. So not shooting as well from beyond the arc against Chicago, averaging 9 attempts and 14.5 potential assists, 15.5 rebound chances. So both of those categories are up quite a bit when he faces Chicago. But we know that typically Chicago, we get pretty high over-unders, like 227.5 is pretty low for a Chicago game. So that means more possessions, more shots taken, more opportunities for rebounds, assists, scoring, all the above, just volume in general. So I'm rolling Herro tonight. But you guys can go with your gut. Let's see, what's this note here? Okay. So yeah, he's exceeded it in 4 out of his last 5 against bottom 10 defenses for assists allowed. But he is averaging just 36.4. So his average isn't super high, but also that's a little bit tanked by this most recent outing against Philly where he went for 27. You can see a lot of these were 40, 43, or a couple of these were 40 and 43. So I think he's gonna get it done. But that's just me. He's gonna have a soft matchup. Yeah, we have some pivots if you don't like the full PRA. But if you guys want to check out Outlier, you can just sign up through the link below. You get a free week. It's that simple. You can have some fun with it for that week and check out all the different things that it offers. But yeah, definitely get to know it so you can get the most out of it. And then if you guys want the DFS optimizer for yourself, use code JRUSSO and you'll get 25% off your first purchase. You can lock it in all the way up to a year or just for a month if you want. But if you want the savings, you want to stretch it out a little bit and lock that in if you want the savings. Now let's look at some bonus plays. Let's see what the optimizer is liking right now. Daniel Gafford over 15.5 PRA. They love it. Minus 171, 59%. That's the highest we've seen in a long time. 15.5. Yeah. I mean, he should be able to eat against Jackson Hayes. Probably have a decent amount of dunks. I wonder if we'll get the dunks prop. Peyton Pritchard, with all these guys out, they like him over 24 points, rebounds, 55.11% odds to hit the over, minus 146. Keyshawn George, over 4 rebounds. They're liking that. LeBron James over 6.5 rebounds, minus 146, 54.49% odds to hit the over. Peyton Pritchard points. Yeah, man, I might even look at a Peyton Pritchard points demon, see what they're giving us on that. 54.16% odds to hit the over, minus 138. Any more overs here? Carlton Carrington, over 6 assists. They like that. Let's see. Kobe White over 31 PRA, 53.68% odds to hit the over, minus 136. I'm liking this because that makes me feel like Chicago isn't. If Kobe White ends up playing, then Chicago isn't just not caring about this game, and maybe it'll be a little bit more competitive, and will cause Herro to stay in a little bit longer and not let this turn into just like a total blowout. But Peyton Pritchard, they love everything of his. His rebounds and assists juiced as well. 53.68% odds to hit the over -137. That's on the 9.5 line for rebounds and assists. Orlando Robinson over 6 rebounds. They like that one. And Christian Braun over 20.5 points, rebounds, 53.53% odds to hit the over -136. Yeah, I'm just a little nervous about what's going on in Denver, because it's super weird. Makes me think there's some sort of scandal going on beyond that Westbrook Pickett situation, where apparently they were frustrated that they were using Westbrook as a closer. That's going to make you fire a coach who got you a championship 2 years ago, and you're about to go into the playoffs, and like, something's going on there. I can't wait till we can find out like what really went down. Kevin Herter over 14 points, rebounds. They like that to go over as well. Tamani Kamara over 8.5 rebounds and assists, 53.39% odds to the over -137. And then Carlton Carrington points over 14.5, 53.35%, -135. So there are some pivots for you, my friends. If you want to jump on any of those, we'll see how long they last. I bet you that Gafford is going to go quick. It's gone. Yep. They go quick. That's why if you have the optimizer for yourself, you can jump on these crazy juiced plays. This is a 62.07% odds to hit the over, -196 for Derek Lively to go under 1.5 points in the first quarter. Yeah, I mean, if you get the optimizer, you can jump on these before they're gone. So yeah, use my code if you do, and enjoy it. But I appreciate you guys so much. Sorry for the late drop. I swear, I thought I had my computer cleaned up, and I added some like malware, protection thing, and I think it was slowing it down. And I recorded the whole video earlier, and then none of the audio came through. So I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, the lines are still there. So these are the plays I posted earlier. But yeah, don't forget to like the video, drop me a comment. I appreciate you guys. Enjoy this 10-game slate. Enjoy Lakers versus Mavs. That is going to be an awesome matchup to see in Dallas. So I can't wait for that game. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day. I'll catch you in the next one.